Hi, welcome to Web Nation, your web and tech show here on CP24. I'm Maurice Cacho, in for Amber MacArthur this week. Tonight on Web Nation, an app that'll make your trip to the wine store more successful and a site to help university students share their notes on the web. Plus, it's a question you ask us each episode. BlackBerry, iPhone, or Android? Well, we'll help you decide by highlighting each phone's selling features. Welcome back to Web Nation. I'm Maurice Cacho, in for Amber MacArthur this week. Joining us now from Ottawa is Natalie McLean, creator of a fresh new wine app. Natalie, thanks for joining us tonight. Now let's get right to it.
It's my pleasure, Maurice.
Thanks for coming on. Now, how does this wine app work? What does it do?
Well, it's like your best friend who knows a lot about wine standing beside you in the liquor store, except you're going to keep your best friend in your pocket till you need him or her, which is the best kind of best friend. Anyway, all you do is pull out your smartphone, which could be an iPhone or a BlackBerry or a Droid. You're looking at a bottle. So instead of wondering, do I like this? Do I like what's on the label? You just turn it around. You bring out your iPhone app. And all you have to do is scan the label. So you just take a quick scan of the barcode, it auto-focuses for you.
Okay.
And then it brings up my reviews of that wine, the food pairings, the score, any other kind of information you want about the winery so that you know whether or not this is the type of wine you might like to buy while you're standing there in the liquor store.
Neat. Now, how many wines are in this database? I mean, can I pick up any bottle, or is it only a selection of bottles? And how does it sort of get that information?
It's just about every wine at the LCBO right now. There are 150,000 wines in the database, so that's actually a lot more than are in the LCBO, yes. So it has like a lot of Ontario, BC wines, as well as those stocked at the LCBO, as well as those that have been in the store in the past. So if you're pulling out a bottle from your cellar, say, and you want to scan the barcode and figure out if you should crack it open for dinner tonight, it'll also give you that information too, because there's, you know, drink by, maturity dates, that kind of thing.
Now, what if I just arrived at the LCBO and I got a good recommendation for a great wine, and I get to the shelf and there's nothing left there? Can this app help me find where this bottle might be stocked elsewhere at perhaps another location?
Absolutely. So you can look up the wine if you know the name or the product code or anything about it, really. You can use any piece of information you've got. You just type it in, and it has GPS functionality. So if you're standing in a liquor store, it'll tell you which liquor store is closest to where you are at that point that have the wine and how many bottles they have. So you can decide whether you want to go to you know, the liquor store down the street because they have 8 bottles and you're having a party, or you just need one, and so you'll go to another liquor store.
How about in terms of, you know, pairing the wine with something else? You know, because the meal or whatever snack you're having with that great bottle of wine can really make a huge impact on the taste and the experience that you have. How does the app help complement that experience?
Absolutely. You can either start with the food or start with the wine in this app. There are thousands of pairings. So maybe you've got a dish in mind, but not a particular wine. So you could start with pepper steak or drill down into specific sauces and preparations. And you go through, it's just a few clicks, and then I'll give you some recommendations in the app of which wines might pair well with that steak. You can narrow it down to your price range, what score you want, of course the stock that's in the LCBO that you're standing in at that moment. So it really you know, fine-tunes the choices, but also makes them super fast and intuitive, so that, you know, a lot of people are nervous about asking questions in the liquor store. They, you know, we still have those social hang-ups about wine, and so that's why I think an app comes in really handy, as it is your best friend right there to help you give you some information.
I guess you can research what you're doing on a Friday night, you know, when you're on that train ride home, and just pull out the app and say, oh, this is, you know, the location I should go to, this is the food I should pick up, and the bottle of wine. Now, what kind of devices is this available on? Is it only the iPhone, or is it also available on the Android system?
It's on the iPhone, and there is also an app on the BlackBerry. Droid comes out next week. We also, my website, nataliemclean.com, also has a mobile site, so it will detect any other smartphone and present the information for you in mobile format. And you mentioned, you know, on the way home from work or on the GO train or wherever you are, you can also develop a custom shopping list. So you can be sort of thumbing through, you can be thumbing through the wines and say, oh, I like that Shiraz, $15 is the right price point for me. And you can keep going and just drop them into your virtual shopping basket or your virtual cellar, which is also on here too, and develop the list so that you just pull up your shopping list when you get to the liquor store.
Thanks, Natalie, for joining us. That's a great app, and I'm sure many people want to find out where they can download it and where they can find out more information about yourself. And so where can people find out?
Thanks, Maurice. Well, as I said, my website has lots of information on the app. There are links to the different devices and app stores on nataliemclean.com. There's also a regular website there if you're not totally into using a smartphone. So I have all the wine reviews and pairings on that the good old retro website.
Great. Thanks, Natalie, for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Maurice.
Coming up after the break, we'll show you a new site that